Hello everybody, this is Clint Locklear with the Farmer's Grove, and I'm going to go through an experiment with y'all. I hope this works, I really do, because I've done some research and apparently you can do a bunch of plants this way. Comfrey seems to be the easiest. It's not something I've come up with by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's something that could be handy to really multiply plants, certain plants, across the system. Now what you're looking at here is baby comfrey plants. We just have a root right here. We have these other plants. These buckets here already have roots in them. You can see a few of them going down through there. And what I'm doing is I'm taking some of the dirt that's just out of the chicken run. Actually, it's very fertile, which Comfrey likes. I'm putting about 4 or 5 inches in the bottom, and I'm putting what you're looking at right there in there is another baby comfrey plant. And then I'm going to come on top of that with probably 4 or 5 inches of creek sediment, which we'll get into on a lot of different other videos, I'm sure, because it's crazy fertile, which they like. On the bottom of this bucket are just multiple holes, and the first time I've heard about this was called a Comfrey tractor. And I'm curious what other plants you could do with this. After doing a bunch of research, apparently you can probably get away with figs and mint and a lot of different perennials and different things. So this could be a really cool thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these buckets over to the farm and I'm going to countersink them about 3 inches into the soil. I'm going to get rid of the sod. I'm going to countersink these so it's right up against the soil. And then the comfrey's going to grow. The roots are going to do what they want to do, which is go deep. They'll go through the bottom of the bucket. Then I'm going to twist the bucket probably next April or so once I see a bunch of top growth and I know that there's roots in the ground. And then I'm going to just pick this up and take it to another spot and set the bucket back down in 3 or 4 inches that's countersunk, and I can multiply hopefully 3 or 4 times a year comfrey roots without having to actually dig the roots. Kind of a novel idea, kind of a cool thing if it works. Now, by countersinking these buckets and having the holes on the bottom, you may be thinking that's going to be a lot of water. Now, I'm going to admit, I'm trusting Bill Mollison when he talked about comfrey that was in fertile ground and was also next to ponds that would get 6 or 7 feet tall. So I'm trusting in what he said, because when it rains or when I water this with duck water, that's going to be a lot of fertility, it's going to be a lot of water, and that's going to hopefully get these comfrey plants moving in a very fashionable way. I would say, just by looking around, by the time I get done, I'm going to have about 40 of these to test. In the spring, once we get a lot of top growth on these, if we do, I will show it in a video. When we move it, that's when I'll show it. Then when the other plant grows up, I'll show that again. So this is going to be a very drawn out, long video, I guess, on the comfrey tractors. And then I'm going to start playing around with different things that I might be able to use in this. But I'm gonna keep them very moist, and I'm gonna have them crazy with fertility to get everything moving. And hopefully I can just move comfrey around my property as needed. So just something to think about if you're wondering how to move comfrey around without digging the roots. These are just the baby plants that come off to the side. So hopefully these will turn into like great grandparents on the Farmer's Grove, building soil, doing what they want to do.